my dear students, welcome back to the Benchmark classes. I am your biology lecturer Varma Mahalakshmi. Okay, in the previous class we have discussed on the male reproductive system, right? So in the male reproductive system, what are the things we have understood? So first, male reproductive system. How we have to remember all the parts and all the topics and all the terminologies. Male reproductive system. Male reproductive system which consists of what? Testes, pair of testes. Pair of testes. Okay. These are the primary sex organ of the male involving in production of the sperms and also the androgen. Androgen is the testicular hormone. Okay. So hence the other primary sex organs, primary gonads also we can say gonads. Okay. So pair of testes, then further, so which is also containing accessory glands, then accessory ducts. What accessory glands are there? Accessory glands are seminal vesicle. Okay. Then prostate gland. Then bulbourethral gland. These three glands together form the accessory glands. Okay. So these three glands secreting some secretions. Okay. They are secreting the seminal fluid. Okay. And that seminal fluid is containing calcium, fructose, then certain enzymes. Okay. So this with regards to the accessory glands, you have to remember this. Okay. And the bulbourethral gland secretion. So it is also going to secrete, and that secretion is important for the lubrication, of penis. Okay, during the copulation. Fine. So now we'll look on to the next one, accessory ducts. You know. So basically first it starts from rete testis. Okay, rete testis. Then vasa efferentia. Okay, next epididymis, then vasa deferens. Okay, these are the accessory ducts of the male reproductive system. So the pair of testes, as I told you, which is containing very important, that is seminiferous tubules. ferrous tubules. So from that only you could expect the production of the sperms. Okay, that you have to remember. So the male reproductive system, what concepts you have to understand in this? Male reproductive system, which consists of pair of testes, accessory glands, accessory ducts. Accessory ducts, rete testes, vasa efferentia, this is the first one. Okay, vasa efferentia, then epididymis, then vasa deferens. And vasa deferens, okay, which connects to the urethra. Okay, at the point of the connection, it will also going to receive the ducts from the seminal vesicle, and that forms, you know, ejaculatory duct. Okay, these are the important, the terminology as far as concerned with the male reproductive system. Okay, the drawing. So how we have to draw the diagram for the male reproductive system? That we have first, we have to take the two testes, which are located, already I told you, which are located in the pelvic region, right? Pelvic region. Oval shape you have to write. Then you should start with this epididymis, then go like this. Here also same thing. The tube you should show like this. Fine. Then draw this urinary bladder. Urinary bladder, then to this urethra, then urethral meatus. Okay, then what you have to do? You have to take this, the tube, vasa deferens, and this tube should be connected to this urethra. Okay, similarly here also from the another side, make a connection with this urethra. At the point of this contact, right? So you just draw the okay, at this point, contact to this, just connect to this. Okay, here like this. Then further make the leafy like structure. This leafy like structure should, the duct should be connected to this. Leafy like structure is nothing but what? That is a show the connection with this, and this forms, you know, the duct. Okay, this is only called as this is called ejaculatory duct, but this is the urethra. Okay, then further what you have to do? So you have to draw the next the glands. Okay, the glands. Here this is one prostate gland, then bulbourethral gland. That's it. Okay. Then further should make okay, the glans penis. Then here the muscle, you should write the muscles, the specialized muscles for the erection of the penis during the copulation. Okay, like this. This is a specialized muscle. Specialized muscle. For the diagram only, you will be going to get the 5 marks. Very important. This diagram is for the 5 marks. 5 marks diagram. Okay. So then further inside this, you have to draw the, I think you got this, right? So here it is a bulbourethral gland, right? Bulbourethral gland, you properly draw this. 2 bulbourethral glands are there. 2 are there. Whereas this will be only a 1 prostate gland. It is a 1 prostate gland. One prostate gland. Then this is what? Seminal vesicle. Irregular shaped, leafy like structure. It is called the seminal vesicle. Okay, this is how in examination also you have to draw properly to differentiate all these structures. Okay, see, look at this, how it is going to connect to the the vasa difference. This is a vasa difference. Okay, vasa difference. To this it is connecting, right? This is connecting to this vasa difference. The connection you have to show properly. This is what connecting. Sorry, here it is connecting. To this urethra. Fine. Then these two are the ureters. Ureters. Okay. Testicular lobules. Okay. And inside you should draw seminiferous tubules. 1 or 2 seminiferous tubules. Then their connections you have to show like this. Okay, they are in network form, and this network only called as rete testis. Then here this emerging tubes which are there, and they are called as the vasa efferentia. Then vasa efferentia opens into the what? The large tube which is called as the epididymis. This is how you have to show. Then it will be continuing like this. Fine. So this is how, if you show means that is NF. So let us see the different structures, how we have to label. Very important. Okay. This pink color structure is seminal vesicle. How many are there? 2 in number. 2. A pair of seminal vesicles. Okay. Here it is prostate gland. Prostate gland. Then here it is bulbourethral gland. So these are the specialized muscles, not required to write, but see, for your reference I am writing specialized tissue or the muscle. So this is the penis. Okay. Then this part, the enlarged portion at the tip of this penis is called as glans penis. The opening is known as urethral meatus. Okay. The folded skin on the penis is known as foreskin. Okay. Nearly 10 labelings you have to do. 10 labelings. Fine. This is what? Urinary bladder. Vasa deferens. Epididymis. Then are testicular lobules. Okay, then these are seminiferous tubules. And this is the one vasa efferens. Okay. Okay. So the structures, how you have to differentiate the structures, this is how you want to draw the diagram. See, for this diagram you will be going to get the 5 marks. All the labelings, around for 10 labelings you have to write. 10 labelings you should write for the diagram. Clear? Yes. So now let us look on to the next one, that is the female reproductive system. Okay, first we'll go with the diagram. So once we understand the diagram, then we'll go with the description. Okay, yes. So this female reproductive system, which consists of the pair of ovaries, okay, then uterus, okay, then cervix, vagina, accessory ducts, okay, and the pair of ovaries, uterus, then accessory ducts, these are found which are located in the pelvic region, that is at the lower, on either side of the lower abdomen, the ovaries which are located, fine. So along with this, the mammary glands, okay, this also functionally and physiologically integrated with the female reproductive systems and involving in the functioning of the female reproductive system. Okay, so yes, the female reproductive system, which consists of pair of ovaries, one uterus, then the reproductive tract, the cervix and vagina, as well as the accessory ducts. Okay, so these which are situated in the lower abdomen region, especially in the pelvic region. Along with these parts, so actually accessory ducts, no, we will call it as the oviducts. Oviducts or fallopian tube also we can say. Fallopian tube or oviduct, fallopian tube. So along with these parts of the female reproductive system, and one more is there, that is external genitalia, fine. Oviduct, external genitalia, pair of ovaries, uterus, then along with this, the pair of mammary glands which are functionally integrated with the female reproductive system and involving in the ovulation, fertilization, as well as the parturition, of course, during the baby care. So the mammary glands which are involving. So therefore all these which are the considered as the female reproductive system. Mammary glands which are functionally integrated with this system and involving in what? Ovulation, fertilization, as well as the child baby care. Clear? Okay. So further, we'll see the part of this the female reproductive system. First we'll go with the pair of ovaries. Okay, the ovaries which are almost oval in shape, okay, which are measured for about 2 to 4 centimeter in their length, okay, and the two ovaries which are situated at the lower pelvic region, on either side of the lower abdomen, means lower pelvic region on either side of the lower abdomen, and which are supported by the ligament, okay, and the pelvic wall, to the pelvic wall they are attached with the help of the ligament, the two ovaries. Getting my point? And this each ovary which is surrounded by a layer of epithelium. Each ovary, if you take each ovary, it is surrounded by the layer of the epithelium, okay, a layer of the epithelium, and this thin layer of the epithelium is enclosing the ovarian stroma. This is what the content which is found inside the ovary, okay, and that is called ovarian stroma. This ovarian stroma, it is having the two zones. It can be differentiated into two zones. This is what the external, okay, peripheral zone called as cortex, ovarian cortex, and the middle region is there, no, that is called as medulla, okay, medulla. the ovary has two zones. Actually, the content which is found inside the ovary is known as ovarian stroma. Okay, the ovarian stroma is divided into two zones. Externally, that peripherally, it is called as the cortex, ovarian cortex, and the middle it is a medulla. Okay, and it is surrounded by a thin layer of the epithelium. Okay, this is what actually the anatomy of the like the ovary. Okay, so this ovary which is supported by the ligament, already I told you this is a ligament. That ligament is helps in like a proper laying of the ovaries at the pelvic region. Okay, at the lower abdomen region. Clear? Then the ovaries, after the ovary, right? So we have the fallopian tube, nothing but the oviduct. Okay, oviduct. Oviduct or the accessory duct we can say. Okay. Okay, this is a oviduct which starts from infundibulum. Okay, oviduct. So at like the the ovary at its peripheral region. Okay, so the two oviducts which arise on either side of the ovary, the this is what the end means, the ovary peripheral region. Okay, so from this peripheral region the oviduct which arises, right, and that is known as infundibulum. Infundibulum, this is a narrow oviduct called as isthmus. Okay, this region, the broad region called as ampulla. This part, the enlarged portion, right, which arises from the peripheral region of the ovary called as infundibulum, and infundibulum at the tip it is containing the finger like projections called as fimbriae. Okay, so fimbriae or the finger like projections at the tip of the infundibulum, and this helps in receiving the released ovum. Okay, if ovum will be releasing from the ovary, that will be going to receiving by this the finger like projections called as fimbriae. Okay, so once this ovum will be received by this, then it will be moving like this. Okay, this is how it is moving. Let us see the structures of this female reproductive system. As I told you, these two are the ovaries situated and which are connected to the pelvic region by means of the ligament. Okay, ligament. Uterus is also connected to the ligament. Okay, ligament. With the help of the ligament, they connected to the pelvic region, pelvic wall, fine. Then also with the uterus, is also connected to the uterus. Here both the ovaries which are connected to the pelvic wall with the help of the ligament, and it is also connected to the uterus. Okay, so this is a part, is a first part of this fallopian tube which originates from the periphery region of the ovary called as infundibulum, has a broad funnel shaped structure, and at the tip it is showing certain finger like projections called as fimbriae, and this part is called as infundibulum. And the infundibulum further which opens into it is followed by the ampulla. This is the region called as ampulla. Ampulla is a broad portion, the broad tube which followed from the infundibulum, and at this ampulla it is very important for the fertilization. This is the recent recent experiments it has showed. Okay, the ampular region, so the fertilization which takes place since it is having a broader region. Okay, then ampulla which is followed with the isthmus. Okay, this is a narrow tube. Ampulla is a broad tube, whereas isthmus it is a narrow tube. And this isthmus which is connected to the uterus. Okay, then further This is what with regards to the oviduct. Oviduct, we will say oviduct means fallopian tube. It is also called as fallopian tube. Fallopian tube. So which of the regions we will call it as fallopian tube? Fimbriae, infundibulum, ampulla and isthmus all together, which is called as fallopian tube. Clear? Then further continue with the uterus. Uterus, it is a inverted pear-shaped structure, inverted triangle shaped. Usually triangle, if you are writing like this, it is inverted means like this. Okay. So uterus, it is inverted triangle shaped structure. Okay. This uterus, it is also have a support from the pelvic wall with the ligament attachment. Okay. So with the help of the ligament, it is attached to the pelvic wall. Okay. So then uterus, which is lined by, so which is made up of this complete uterus is there. So this is having the three layers will be there in the uterus. The outermost layer, this outer, it is a thin membranous and called it as perimetrium. Okay. And the middle region, it is there. The middle it is made up of the smooth muscles. Here the smooth muscles are there. Here in this middle region, smooth muscle. Okay. Uterus, it is externally which is covered by the perimetrium. Perimetrium, it is a membranous, a thin membranous. Okay. That is called perimetrium. So this is the middle region, it is called as myometrium. Myometrium is made up of the smooth muscle. Okay, smooth muscle which is involving in the contraction. Okay, vigorous contraction which is taking place during the delivery or during the baby birth. Okay, this, the innermost layer is there, right? This inner layer, it is called as glandular and it is called as endometrium. Endometrium, it is glandular. Okay, this is also important. The uterus, it is made up of three wall layers. Outermost, it is perimetrium. It's made up of thin membrane. Okay, then the middle, it is called myometrium. Myometrium is made up of muscles, smooth muscles. Then inner, the lining will be there, the uterus lining. That lining, it is made up of endometrium, and endometrium, it is glandular one. Okay, so here what may be the differences of these three? So perimetrium, of course, it is a thin membranous, right? A thin membranous, it's just giving a protection, that's all. Okay, one lining will be there, that's it. Come to the next one, myometrium, as I told you, made up of the smooth muscles and it is involving in the vigorous contraction during the baby birth. Okay, then further glandular, the endometrium, it is showing the cyclic changes during the menstrual cycle. Okay, during the menstrual cycle, the endometrium showing the cyclic changes. So these are the different layers of the uterus. Okay, the uterus, then it is followed with the cervix. Okay, cervix. The canal will be there, that is called as cervical canal. Okay, the canal is called as cervical canal. Cervical canal which opens into the vagina. So vagina and cervical canal which forms the reproductive tract of the female. Okay, reproductive tract of the female which consists of vagina and cervical canal. Getting my point? Yes. So yes, this is what with regards to the female reproductive system. Along with this, we have to discuss about the external genitalia. Okay,